Welcome, dear sisters. Welcome, dear brothers. Welcome, dear magnificent children of God, of creation, of this infinite divine mystery unfolding. Can you sense how, in your worldly experience, your incarnational experience, it is indeed designed to be so? That you move in and out of varying states of awareness, of remembrance, of forgetfulness, of realization, of ignorance, of struggle, of joyous exuberance, can you sense how one complements the other? How in many cases one experience leads to the other? For each of you know the comfort, the sensation of expanding peace and joy that flows through you as you remember your divine nature, your Christedness, your capacity to be at one with the whole of creation, to participate in this mystery that is divinely unfolding. And each of you will also confirm, realize, know that this feeling of joy is often closely related, perhaps sometimes even directly proportional to your previous state of forgetfulness, of disillusion, of struggle. Can you sense how, having been in a dark room for a certain period of time, how stepping out into the direct sunlight is such a huge, almost unbearable, contrasting experience? But that as you then acclimatize, once again get used to this nourishing light, warmth, sustenance, you once again sense how how life affirming, how nourishing, how empowering this is. And can you sense how these struggles, these cycles of transformation are part of your becoming, just as they have been part of Yeshua's becoming, of the becoming of other mystics, masters, of those who have gone before you. How they too have experienced these phases of transformation, these cycles in and out of their remembrance of their divinity, and how these cycles, even though they may feel like you're moving a few steps forward, followed then by a few steps backwards. We would like to remind you that the underlying trajectory is always ascending. You never fully forget what you have previously remembered. And even though you may find yourself on the downward direction of a cycle, or your current experience may feel discomforting compared to your previous high, your previous upward trajectory. Your ultimate trajectory is ascending. This is the path of transformational remembrance, of transformational liberation. For as you rise further on your journey, you grow the strength to let go of more and more. And as you let go of those things that have been weighing you down, nothing else can happen but that you ascend, rise, like this hot air balloon as it throws off ballast, weight. But when you're in these cycles, it doesn't feel like that. You feel lost, disorientated, because you have never let go of this before to this extent. You have never allowed this level of your divine nature to live through you before, to shine through you before, and hence you have never had these invitations to let go of these particular aspects before. For these are now just visible to you. They're waiting for you at this level of elevation. From where you are now on your trajectory, as you cycle in and out between your divine and human aspects. And indeed, turn your attention to the caterpillar that was once happily going about its life, its experience, its existence enjoying this abundance, the fruitfulness of life. How would the caterpillar describe its inevitable transition into this transformative phase, where it must let go of everything that it once knew, of every experience, perception, belief, of how indeed his world, his universe, could be perceived. And in your human experience, you have many words for what this caterpillar might be experiencing, how this caterpillar would describe his experience as it enters into this phase where nothing old can be held onto. Not even the shape of his body, as he had become used to it, as she had become used to it, could remain. Not even the way this caterpillar moved through this cosmic creation could stay the same. Not even the way this caterpillar could see, perceive, experience itself can stay the same. Cast your gaze now to this caterpillar. Tune in and recognize what it is feeling. How it might describe its experience in this moment as it enters into this cocoon, departing from everything known. Might the caterpillar describe this experience as a struggle, discomfort, can you sense if the caterpillar might be feeling tired, exhausted even? Tune in and sense if the caterpillar is feeling disorientated, perhaps lost, alone, lonely. Tune in and sense. And sense, perhaps, if this caterpillar was a human being, might it ask itself, might it wonder, might it even believe that it had done something wrong, that it was doing something wrong to feel like this? You can sense where we are going with this. But of course, the caterpillar does not think like a human being, does not consider itself to be in charge of its own destiny, like human beings do. Can you tune in and sense how this caterpillar must indeed physically let go of everything it once knew? And that the only thing this caterpillar must do has no real choice in the matter, but to trust, to surrender to this process of letting go, of transformation. And can you sense how in this space, in this cocoon, how this loving, nurturing life force, this divine power, the essence of life, tenderly and gently fuels, propels, empowers this process of transformation in the silent unfolding of creation. And how nothing else can happen but that this essence of life, this expression of divine creation, moves through this transformative process in pure perfection. And can you sense, here now in this space, can you indeed sense yourself communing, resonating with this expression of life in this transformative, blossoming, miraculous unfolding? And can you sense how perfect, how pure this miraculous unfolding is? In that moment where everything can be let go of that was once known, everything can be surrendered, even that body, that physical form that you have been accustomed to, grown familiar with. And can you sense then how once everything has been let go of, surrendered, dissolved, there is that single moment, that single experience where the light of divine creation moves into this newness, this divine unknowing space of miraculousness, of potentials. where the energy of letting go, of surrendering, that sometimes feels so difficult, is also let go of, to embrace then this tender, nurturing, nourishing, divine force of life that enlightens, empowers, once again this trajectory of new life, of miraculous unfolding, of divine creation being birthed out of something old into something new. And as you tune in to the experience of the caterpillar, the cocoon, this moment where something that might be the essence of a butterfly then is born, takes form, begins its miraculous unfolding. Can you sense in this moment how this is then true about you? How you too move through these transformative experiences. How you too have learned to surrender, to let go of that which has been familiar to you, so that you may embrace something more, something larger, more expansive, more divine. So that you may surrender the beliefs, the experiences that you are in charge of life, that you are the architect of life, and allow and surrender that this divine unfolding, this miraculous, transformative experience that is divine creation may become the architect of your experience. And can you sense how in this way you can then align with this force, this miraculous birthing of something so magnificent, so tender, so powerful, so exuberant, so divine, as it flows into this cocoon, this space, as it flows into you in your transformative space. And as you allow it to flow, can you sense how you are the essence of this perfect unfolding? How in this moment you are this perfection, this divine creation being birthed into something new. As you allow your divine nature to forge its way through you, to expand within you and all around you, to fuel and propel this transformation, into this butterfly, into this version of Christ, this divine expression. And can you sense that from this perspective, we now ask you this question? How could you be anything but this perfect divine expression? Since you are a child of this divine, miraculous unfolding, you are this miracle, this transformative miracle that every day can transform, can be reborn into something new. A newer, brighter, broader, more expanded expression of your divine nature. How could you be anything but the magnificent expression of the creative force and flow of all there is, of all divinity, bounding forth from the source of all being? But as you now can sense and realize, you and only you are the one who can realize this, who can allow this, who can surrender to this, who can allow this divine force to flow to you and through you, to empower you, to elevate you, to fuel your transformation. To fuel your taking flight, to fuel your bursting through these cocoons, these formations, these forms that have once defined who you thought yourself to be. As you break these molds, these forms, and blossom into that which you are meant to become. Can you sense how you, and only you, can realize this divine nature within you, flowing to you and through you, all around you? How you and only you can remember your inherent oneness with this source, with this divine beauty. As you remember that you too were born from this same source that fuels, that empowers the whole of creation. How could you be anything but this perfect expression of creation? How could this caterpillar, this cocoon, this butterfly be anything else but the perfect expression of divine creation? How could the sun be anything else but the perfect channeling, and empowering, illuminating, warming, nourishing manifestation of the force behind the sun. How could you be anything but perfect? As you realize your oneness, your union with the life that twinkles in all eyes. How could you be anything but perfect as you remember your oneness with this miraculous force, this life force that beats in every heart? How could you be anything but perfect as you realize, as you remember, as you surrender to the force, the miraculous divine force that fuels all creation, all nature, all life in the universe, in this caterpillar, this cocoon, this butterfly. In you. How could you be anything but perfect as you remember your oneness, your union with this divine truth, this truth so great, so marvelous, so magnificent that no words in your language can do it justice. At very best, they can point to it. But you and only you are the one who can remember it, experience it, allow it, surrender to it. How does it feel to remember this? Dear beautiful, perfect miracle of creation, giving birth to itself in every moment through you. How does it feel to experience this within you? To experience this truth expanding within you, all around you, becoming you as you rise and elevate, as you fly higher and higher. As you become what you were meant to become. As you ascend, as you rise, as you remember. Go now your beautiful expression of Christ, the essence of this divine power that fuels all there is, the whole of creation, the whole of transformation, of divine rebirthing in every moment. Go now and rise. On this trajectory that you and only you are carving as this divine, magnificent expression. Amen.